And we're live, maybe? Are we live? Who knows? I think we are. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Welcome back to Drawing with Lynn. Except, there's no drawing on the screen right now. Give it a little bit. The screen is lonely, yes. We can leave lonely screen up there for just a little bit while I get started. Heck. We are live. I love being live. Hell yeah. Give me a second. I gotta get all this set up. I think I also am supposed to zoom in a little bit. Hold on. Let's make this smaller. And then this. What? Wee. How big can I be? Oh, I am large. Okay, there. That's a little bit better. Okay. I can fill up more of the screen now. I can dominate. Welcome. All right, yeah, give me another few seconds to put the music on, get the drawing up. It's going to take some time. Lord Lynn. It is I, devourer of worlds. Good times. Okay. What are we listening to today? Here's the real question. Any suggestions on music? Should I put some Zelda stuff on? I put some other stuff. You know what? It's the Mario movie's coming out soon. Let's put some Mario music on. Lord of the Rings. Ooh, that's good too. I'm gonna put Mario this time, but probably Lord of the Rings next time. That's a good idea. Mario. Let's do Galaxy. I feel like Galaxy has a good soundtrack. Mario Galaxy. Or you know what? Just Mario top OSTs. Let's see if somebody's done a Mario playlist. Best Mario song. Super Mario Mix, 3D games, Odyssey, Galaxy, Sunshine, 64. Okay. Here we go. Kind of loud. Let's put that down a little bit. Okay. Think we're good here, maybe? Alright, am I audible? Are things audible? Shall we get the drawing up? Let's do that. That song came out swinging, yeah. I put it down. Also, if stream is lagging a little bit, please do reload your stream. It should hopefully fix things a little bit. Some delay is going to happen no matter what, but you know, we can try to minimize it as much as possible. Just making sure everybody knows that. If you ever feel like, oh, things are taking a while to happen, first of all, it just might just be the way it works. Second of all, try reloading. Yeah, the dance performance was so cool. I usually go see, so it's like a dance performance that one of my friends puts on, and they do it every year, so I see it like every year. It's a slightly different thing, like they'll put different stuff on the list every year, and it was great. It was heckin' amazing. They always do amazing though, so like there's nothing different. Always just as amazing as it is. What are we doing today? Are we doing the timeline? Let's do the timeline. Let's do the timeline until I get distracted and inevitably do something else. Here, let's see if I can put that up there. Alright. Here. Audio's still a little bit loud, isn't it? I'm gonna put it down a little more. And then put it down here. Okay. Man, Galaxy has such a good soundtrack. How does Galaxy do this? I have no idea. Okay. This time we will finish the timeline, trust. It'll never happen. Timeline's never getting finished. Okay. Timeline's up. Let's go. I think last we left off we were on Spirit Tracks. We'd finally made it down to Spirit Tracks, which is not bad actually. Like we're kind of nearing the end a little bit. Here's the entire timeline we have so far, and let's zoom in on this bit. Okay. Oh, I better fix my model as well. Is it this button? Yeah, it was. Okay, perfect. Now I can do this. Wonderful. And one more thing to do. Jam into the music. It's such good music too. Edit transform. I'm gonna disappear for a little bit. Give me a second. I think it's this one. Let's try. I'm gonna like zoom myself down a little bit, maybe. See if that worked. Okay. Okay, yeah, and then let me just maybe a little bit. Oh, hold on. Right. Okay, this is fine. Who knows how these things even work anymore? This is okay. Timeline element types Pokemon T&D class. Girl Turtle is right. Oh, speaking of element types, you know what I could do? I could make the little chart I was planning on making. That could be fun. Ooh, I might do that. Okay, you know what? We will get back to the timeline. Wait, hold on. First I have to get chat on screen. Chat has disappeared. Whoa. Okay, my chat window broke. That's fine. That's okay. Just gonna get rid of this. Okay, this is fine. Things continue to break, and that's okay. Just don't worry about it. This is a very Mario Kart song, I agree. This feels extremely Mario Kart to me. It's okay, I have a different chat window. I'll just use that instead. Okay, here. Is this Metro Kingdom? I can see that. Metro Kingdom has a very Mario Kart theme. Okay, we're back. I can see everything. Yo to the people who have stopped by. Yo Tetra, yo Hero. Yo Mob. Yo Hobbit, Grilled Turtle. Marionette, am I missing anyone? Fairy Friend. Hello, folks. Okay. Let's delete a few things and see if I can get things going properly. Okay, I think we're good. Nice. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'm gonna keep working on the timeline, and then at some point, when I remember, we're gonna go back and work on the elements again. On the side quest already. No, I will progress the main quest. I will do it. I will take the sketch to Mordor. Oh, that's true, actually. Yeah, it's not sketch with dust anymore, I guess. Unfortunate, isn't it? Quite unfortunate. Let me remove that. Yeah, Dust Rabbit is still gonna be around doing things, but probably not streaming anymore, unfortunately. She has decided to work on other projects. It is an unfortunate circumstance indeed. Shout out to Dust, a great friend of mine. Dust is one of two people who knows the ending of Wisdomverse, although I think Dust might have forgotten. Ari still remembers. Ari remembers exactly what happens at the end of Wisdomverse. I know for sure, because Ari helped me plan it. Yeah, delete all this. Many sad. Gotcha rules. Sketch session. There we go. That's true. We are also not doing draw from. None of this is up to date. Not a single thing in here is up to date. Okay, here. Subject. Timeline. I think this has been out of date for like multiple streams in a row. Request not accepted. Plus shenanigans. There, this is what's happening. Alright, done. Now we can get back to actually working on things. Let's go. So here, drawing guide, begin. Yeah, also, fun fact, there has been a Zelda leak. I do believe people were discussing it earlier in this very stream. It seems as if, based on the words of a certain few people that are apparently somewhat reputable, that we might be getting some Ocarina of Time. We might be getting some Ocarina of Hecking Time in the year of 2026. A whole 28 years, I think? Is it 28 years? Holy shit. 28 years after the original Ocarina of Time release. And 15 years after the remake. I think the remake was 2011, wasn't it? It's been a while. Yeah, they're remaking it, presumably. And a possible Ocarina of Time themed Switch too, actually. That would be kind of cool. I already have a Switch too. I would not be getting it. Okay, let's copy the To Hyrule Warriors symbol. Here. There we go. Drag that down. How many timeline streams we've had so far? I don't know, like 4? Probably more than that. Sometimes people underestimate how much time it takes me to actually do things, and the answer is, it takes me a lot of time to do things. This is not helped by the fact that I do continually get distracted, I will admit. Okay. To Hyrule Warriors. Is there anything else in the Spirit Tracks line? I don't think so. So let's move Spirit and Phantom over. Have them chill out here. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I think if I were to pick a game that I want them to remake, it would not be Ocarina of Time. It would either be A Link to the Past or the DS duology. I know some people are like, oh no, but A Link Between Worlds is just a remake of ALTTP. That is not true. They're very different games. I do think that they are significantly different enough that ALTTP does deserve a remake. Its last remake was 2002, if I remember properly. So I would like that. The DS games have never had remakes, and they've been around since 2007 and 2009. That would be really cool. But I'm actually not complaining about OOT. I think OOT remake is kind of stellar. There are a lot of things that OOT definitely needs improvement on. I have talked about this in my review, which I forgot to release. Oh, I should do that. Whoops. So earlier, as in a few months ago on this very stream, Chat and I sat down and we ranked every Zelda game based on how Zelda it is. So we rated it based on power, wisdom, and courage, where power refers to the gameplay aspects of it, wisdom refers to the puzzle aspects of it, sorry, and courage refers to the story. And we did find out which is the Zelda-est Zelda game of them all. Which game truly holds the title of best Zelda game. If you were there, don't spoil it, because I'm going to put that out in a YouTube video sometime soon. I think the Oracle games are actually kind of good as they are. I will say, I do believe that they could use a remake, but ALTTP, in my opinion, deserves one first. Like, I think Oracle gets one after ALTTP. In my opinion. Yeah, there haven't really been, I think there really needs to be like a top-selling Zelda Switch 2, you know? And Ocarina of Time is a good choice. I think ALTTP would have equally been a good choice. I think people would not have shelled out for Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, so I see why they didn't remake the DS Duo. Like, I get it. I understand. That doesn't make me happy, but I understand. Okay. Phantom and Spirit. I think I overlapped them a little bit. There we go. Ah, no. Frick. My pixels. my minimum amount of pixels. Okay, hold on. There. Nice. Yeah, I really wish they had done ALTTP. Ocarina did get a remake in 2011, which is much more recent than ALTTP did. That said, like, yeah, I know people are gonna shell out for Ocarina of Time. Even I'm gonna shell out for Ocarina of Time. If they remake Ocarina of Time, I'll buy it. Like... I agree that ALTTP still feels really good to play. This is true. And I think Ocarina does have a lot of things that other games have done better now. So if they can give it like a full remake treatment, revamp the gameplay, I talked about in like the Tumblr post I made recently, I talked about I want them to like change the gameplay. I want them to add Breath of the Wildish things to the gameplay, but not the story. Don't mess with the story, it's good. Add more content if possible, maybe fill out the world, like add some more quests and stuff. Like I'd love that. I'd like to see a little bit more story around, like, the sages, for example. I don't know, like, give me some stuff there. It'd be pretty neat. Give me some more dungeons. Heck, like, it'd be awesome if you could just add in, like, a whole other few dungeons. Like, give me some reason in the story that he has to go there. I don't care. Like, make it optional if you want to. Would be brilliant. But yeah, there are definitely some things that I could see them improving. And if they do a good job on those, yeah, I see it. I see it. I don't think it's a bad decision. It's just not the decision I would have wanted, is all. And then Phantom goes to Hyrule Warriors. We're moving the little Phantom down on the on the line. You can see it in the other corner. Noom. Okay, there we go. Make the holes you find random items in mini dungeons. Yeah, like make the bottom of the well bigger or something. Like, I'd love it. Be cool. Okay. There. Close enough. Okay, Spirit Tracks, Hyrule Warriors, and... not much else that happens in this bit, right? I think that's it. Let's go ahead and just... put this down here. Oh, is this Cascade Kingdom? I think it is. Is it? I could be wrong. It's good though. It's definitely Odyssey, this one. Throw in Easter eggs from games later in the timeline and break the whole universe. I have seen some people suggesting like, oh, they should make Downfall timeline canon and like give us a cutscene when Link gets killed in the future. And I'm like, oh, I hope they don't do that. Like, I just don't want them to wreck the story. Despite how much I like to kind of rag on Ocarina of Time, like I am famously critical of Ocarina of Time. I think it has a good plot. Like underneath, it's like its underlying tones are really well done. So I hope they don't mess with that. Okay, Spirit Tracks' color is gonna be like a kind of dark blue, I think. Like a dark grayish blue. To differentiate it from Sky. And then maybe actually... maybe it becomes a little darker. Something like this. I think Wind Waker becomes a little greener, maybe. More like teal. Yeah, and then Sky becomes a little bluer. This could work. Okay, that looks good. Nice. Oh, Grilled Turtle summoned Luffy. Nice. Good summon. There's not enough space here to write Era of the Spirit Tracks. Oh no. Do I have to change the layout again? No, no, don't do it. Ah. Oh gosh. Yo, Joe Generic, how's it going? Hope it's going well for you. Have Nintendo remakes ever had different soundtracks and options? Ooh, yeah, they do that for remakes, don't they? They did that for like SMRPG. Yeah, I think Super Mario RPG had like the choice to choose, right? Thousand Year Door definitely did. I remember. Yeah. Oh, I hope they do that. That'd be so cool. Okay. Should the Fates and the Golden Goddesses be on the feet part from Echo's games? That's a good point. I'm gonna say no. There's just not enough space. There's just not enough space. Also, it would be confusing because it's not the Oracles. The Oracles do get a mention in the Oracle games. Obviously, they're main characters. This is like the literal Din, Nehru, and Furore, but let's leave it, I think. Good question, though. Yeah. The Fates, I could kind of see. Ugh. I could kind of... No, I'm going to leave them out, too. Yeah, there's just not enough space. Honestly, even Kid Ganon doesn't have enough space. Here, I'm gonna put Kid Ganon in the top row. He's getting promoted. Kid Ganon. Have you seen the animation for the Zelda Paper Mario fan creation? I did see some Zelda Paper Mario thing, but this was like years ago. Is that what you're talking about? Oops. Like, was this like an old one? Yeah, okay, yeah, I have seen it then. It was cute. It was so cute. I think it's in my like saved YouTube playlist or something. It just looks very good, true. Love me some paper. Whether Mario or otherwise. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Kid Ganon, Cadence, Impa, Eves. And then we're ending it here. I guess Kid Ganon gets to be first now. Whatever, I'm not gonna rewrite this. It's been too long. Tetris Wings, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Linfantry. I've seen you around. Hold on a moment. No, I'm kidding. Oh, man. Did the 1998 and 2012 have different soundtracks for Ocarina of Time? That's a good question. I don't remember. They must have, right? They must have redone the soundtrack already. I don't remember at all. Yeah. If anyone remembers, let me know. I will admit that I am also much more of a Majora's Mask fan than an Ocarina of Time fan. So if they remake Ocarina of Time, can they please do the same thing for Majora? Please. It would be so cool. Majora does not need a remake. Like, it genuinely doesn't, but like it would be so cool. This is like personal bias, like significant personal bias on my part. Okay, so here, We're gonna add a time gap after Spirit Tracks and after Twilight Princess. So here, cut some holes in there. Did you see the art of Echo with the Pokopia Ditto? I did not. That sounds cute. Was that a request you did? Amazing. I love these. More requests, please. Oh no. Come back. Okay. There. And then here, let's do... Okay. With that, we really only have one thing left. We really only have one thing left before we enter the era of the wild, where things get really freaking complex and weird. And that's Hyrule Warriors, so things are already getting complex and weird. I think Hyrule Warriors belongs in the Twilight Princess timeline. I think Hyrule Warriors starts in the final timeline of the timeline split and merges in all the previous timelines together. This is my theory. I think this is supported by how Hyrule Warriors works as well. From what I remember, Sia tends to reference Twilight Princess Link, but not so much the others. Like in her Hall of Links or something, apparently only Sky, Twilight, and other things are there. So I feel like I'm putting Hyrule Warriors' beginning in TP timeline. This is gonna be... I don't think this breaks anything. And I think it merges everything together properly. Obviously, Convergence theory has been... I've been following this theory since, long before anything. Adult timeline HW forever. Yeah, I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense. I've had it in mind since, long before I started Wisdomverse. Oh yeah, sorry, child timeline. You and I both know what we meant, don't worry. Yeah, I'm trying to see if this breaks anything I had in mind. I do not think it does. I do not think it does. Okay, neat. Let's do it. Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors. Okay. You know, I've written out Hyrule Warriors already twice. I can just copy this shit. Let's go. Cheating. So I used to follow Child Timeline HW. And yeah, Wizrobe and Polka got you thinking about... Well, Wizrobe's... Volga is Volvagia, so any timeline works. That's Ocarina of Time. Wizrobes were not really in any other games except for Downfall Timeline, are they? Hold on. Were there Wizrobes in Twilight Princess? I don't remember any Wizrobes in Twilight Princess. Wizrobes are always, obviously in Downfall. They're in, a bunch of games there. Yeah, he isn't Volvagia, yeah, and neither is Wizro, just, a guy, he's just his own dude. Yeah, I'm aware. I mean that they're, a reference to someone from the past, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's just his own thing. Yeah, I'm aware. Don't worry. Yeah, what I mean is, that they are clear references. Volga is definitely supposed to be referencing Volvagia. And Volvagia is in all the timelines, so this doesn't necessarily dictate what timeline it's from. But Wizro is referencing Wizrobes specifically, I feel like. Were there Wizrobes in Wind Waker? I don't actually remember that. You might be right. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up. Because I just want to remember. Wind Waker. Wizrobes. Wizrobes. What do they look like again? I remember them in all the Downfall games. Oh, those are Wizrobes? Okay. I would not have called those Wizrobes. Yeah, I remember these guys. They look like, they kind of look like toucans? They were like birds, yeah. I did not know. Okay, shit. They keep setting Link on fire. Valid. In most of the other games, I feel like Wizrobes look different. They look like wizards a little bit. Did leaks say if Nintendo's working on the remake alone? I have not heard anything about that, which honestly I think that does matter, so we'll see. For now, Hyrule Warriors is gonna go in the adult timeline because I think it is fitting. Original plans actually did have it in child timeline, I think. But I'm keeping it here for now. I think there's enough evidence stating that this is where it belongs. Yeah, sorry, child. I keep getting them mixed up. You know what I should do? Just to stop other people from getting mixed up like me. Because trust me, I do know the answers, I promise. Let's go ahead and like add a little thing here that states the name of each timeline clearly. So I'm going to move everything down. But first, let me move this arrow upwards. Okay. Okay, so this, and 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 everything else. Get moved. This one too. Okay. No, I moved it too far. Frick. Okay, hold on. Here. So maybe if I select right there, and then kind of scroll downwards on it. I'm gonna break apart the era of the timeline split piece. Frick. Okay, what if I include Hylian Civil War? No, I can't do that. It has to be after the Hylian Civil War. This is obvious. Okay, oh, if I do right here, I think? This is difficult. Ha! Okay, I'm gonna break era of the timeline split a little bit. That's okay. This is fine. So let's move that down so we have space. Did I not put downfall on a line? What? Yikes. Okay, this is fine. This'll work. Things are a little bit off still. Okay. Close enough. Every time I move something, I feel like everything shifts. Monolith? Ooh. What games have Monolith made? I actually don't know. Does level design for the open world games? Well, if they add new dungeons, that would be nice. Okay. Remove this. Spell out split properly. Wrong color. Also wrong color? Huh? What color did I write this with? Frick? Oh, Xenoblade. Ah, yeah. Huh. Wow. Oh, it was blue. I see. There we go. Okay, and now I write the names of the timelines. So this one's gonna be Downfall. When will we get CDI remakes? Asking the real questions. Never. Maybe one day I'll play the CDI games though. I do keep hearing about them. I do keep hearing about them. Ain't no one escaping the CDI games. I'll play them so I can have an excuse to make Legend say, well, excuse me, princess. It's not even from the same thing. It's from the TV show. Don't. You just have to wonder what Ganon is up to. Does Ganon even show up in those? I actually don't know much about the CDI games. I've been kind of, avoiding them. I just don't know what they're doing. Don't know if they help with the dungeons. They mostly helped with open world. That's fair. They could add more open world. Like, they could go, like, full Echoes of Wisdom and add, like, surrounding lands and stuff. They're not gonna do that, though. Okay, Hylian Civil War. This begins the downfall timeline. Not me losing all my icons immediately after making them. I should just rename these. Hold on. I'm gonna actually freaking label things. Timeline. Okay. And then all of this, Latin, rename, descriptions. Okay, what's this one? Diamonds. Arrows. Okay, what's this? Era. Titles. Done. Oh, there's a line that says, with weird inflection, I just wonder what Ganon is up to. You're welcome. Time travel. Time travel. Destinations. Okay, done. Now, I can do things. Probably. Era titles. Blue. Let's do the timeline names. Maybe it should be something like this. Like, just kind of here. Maybe it should be in all caps. Just watch the animations and you'll get 99% of it without suffering through the horrible hitboxes and controls. I mean, I could. Or I could save it for a rainy day. This is just to confuse people. This is definitely more confusing. Someday when a stream lines up with April 1st, do a single stream of the CDI games to say you've played them. Oh, that's a good idea. So this Wednesday? Yeah. April 1st is coming up. I won't say anything. I won't say if I have anything planned. You'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, just downfall. And then adult. Maybe I should move these up one. And this one's just gonna go child. What's worse than... What's worse than child murder? What's worse than child murder points to downfall? A child! Okay. I'll write timeline. I'll write timeline under them. I'll do it. Basketball adult child? I am unaware of this reference. The basketball timeline. This reminds me of Dust's Zelda timeline, where everything is just based on hats. Yeah, no. Okay, there. Okay, there. From the Brian David Gibbler Zelda. Oh, really? Was there a basketball timeline? That's hilarious. I have seen that video, but it's been a while. Hey, someone summoned a Leer. Grilled Turtle summoned a Leer. Yes, let's go. Yeah, so people I assume have seen the Chainsaw Man ending memes. If you've been following Wisdomverse, then you've seen my take on it. Someone did one with a Leer. It was so cool. It was so funny. Okay. I can't spell timeline without Lynn. Woo! True. True that. Yeah, actually, all my time powers come from the fact that you need to use Lynn to spell timeline, obviously. Obviously. Duh. Okay, linear burn. Let's go like 50. Okay, this looks nice. So now I can kind of like just take this downfall timeline thing and maybe just shift it here so that people know the truth. And then era of the timeline split I think goes a little higher up or something maybe? Where can I put this? I'll just put it here. Adult timeline goes here. We have brain cells and sometimes we use them is forever etched in my brain now, as it should be. They're gonna change the invocation. For April Fool's Day, we're changing the invocation. Fellow wielders of wisdom from across the sands of time. Those who use their brain cells sometimes. Find a brain cell, raise it skyward. Oh man. Putting it right beside the sunshine has huge tits from that one wishy doodle. Is that a thing that happens? That's great. I love that. Okay. Here. And then looks like the timeline got murdered a little bit over there, so let's fix it. There. Okay, cool. Now what else do we need? I need a timeline arrow depicting the fact that time goes up and down in time, in Ocarina of Time. Copy and paste. Yeet that shit. Wee. Wee. Ah, frick. Wee. Damn it. Wait, why does this one look so misshapen? Hold on, my other arrows are better than this. Murder. Here. Wee. Layer empty. Frick. Okay, delete this. Go back here. Copy and paste. Wee. Hi Lynn, how goes the mapping? Oh, it goes. Oh, it sure goes. It do be going. It be going at the speed of light if light was really slow. Do every time he goes back and forth, I know, right? Like, I mean, Ocarina of Time is fine. You technically don't need to go back and forth that much. You should check out Oracle of Ages. Oracle of Ages is the pinnacle of, yeah, we're time traveling today. Oh, you played Ages? Ayy. I streamed Ages a while ago and it was such a good game. Brilliant game, top tier. Highly recommended. Okay. Ah, no. Okay, so this is like showing that he's going back and forth and stuff, right? Okay, so let me add the same symbol in. Copy, paste. And this goes back into where I copied it from originally because this is the Ages time travel. I'll go like here. Alright, and then we can delete this one. And merge this down. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Oracle of Ages was fun. You have to switch timelines like 3 times in a single screen to get the one tree. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, genuinely, like AOTTP and Oracle of Ages are just such brilliant uses of the double worlds mechanic. Link Between Worlds doesn't really do that. Link Between Worlds is a little bit different. It has its own strengths, don't get me wrong. I love Link Between Worlds. It's a great game. Okay. Are we... So in Open Sky, the characters really only go back in time, I think, right? I guess Sky comes back once, but it's not really like a multiple back and forth type of thing. So I'm actually going to leave this, because it's really just Sun who does the major time travel. Like, Sky does go back twice, but it's not like a lot. I think I'll leave it like this. Yeah, Ages, you definitely go back and forth. Cadence of Hyrule, you go forward. And you do return. I need a symbol to indicate that you go back and forth a lot versus like going back and forth once. I think that's the problem that we have here. How do I indicate multiple times versus one? Oh, bug. Squash. It did not squash. Maybe I hollow out the arrows to indicate multiple times or something. I don't COH can go back and forth a fair bit depending on what you're doing. If you're playing just baseline COH, you go forward once at the end, you finish your thing, and then you just come back. Like, you definitely... Oh, yeah, okay, I like that. Like, putting a little arrow over it. That's a good one, Moose. I'll do that. Thanks. Okay, so let's do that. Then we're gonna replace... yeah, we're gonna replace some of these with more of these double things. I think that's what's gonna happen here. So here... Then does Sky get his own symbol? Because Sky time travels forward. Sun does not. Frick. Oh gosh. Question on time travel. In Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and Skyward Sword, Link's travels to time is clear. I mean, I would say even in Skyward Sword it's kind of fricked up. He goes back and forth a few times and also uses different time travel mechanics based on which instance of time travel is currently happening. In Ages, does Link travel through time or does time travel around Link? Oh. I would say in Ocarina of Time, time is traveling around Link a little bit. Especially when you're going forward in time. But in Oracle of Ages, you're definitely going back in time, I think. Yeah. The fun thing about Oracle of Ages is that other characters also time travel. Like, they just nonchalantly time travel. Like, Queen Ambi shows up in the present and she's like, hi, I'm here 400 years in the future. I'm just waiting for someone. Don't mind me. Okay, how... Yeah, I want to do the double arrow thing. I think that makes sense. I want to do the double arrow thing. Ugh, but that's going to mean putting more arrows on many, many things. 70 stream streak. Yo, thank you, Super Slick. I appreciate it. May not be here all the time, but if I know anything, it's how to keep a streak alive. That's really funny. I love that. Time travel is a natural pastime of those from that era. Kind of. There's just this one person, so it's really only something one person can do. But they happen to be friends with Neru, the Oracle of Ages, and she's the one who can time travel, and she like lets people time travel. Ralph showed up in the past, and I was just like, why are you here? Yeah, actually, kind of. I think I asked the same question. He just... I was like, Ralph, what are you doing? How'd you get here? I have the Harp of Ages. I think Neru's been opening up portals or something. I think that's what's happening. She's just got like portals in places. She's just doing that. She can do what she wants. No one stops her. Like, even though she's possessed, at one point, while Baron is busy, this song sounds familiar. I think it's the Beach Galaxy from Super Mario Galaxy, if I remember properly. Oh, actually, hold on. I take this back. This one goes... Yeah, this one goes here. And Sky gets his own time travel symbol now. Because Sky goes back and forth, but Sun does not. Okay, there we go. Nice. Oh, frick. It is nice. I've played so much Super Mario Galaxy. Oh yeah, for the folks who aren't in the Discord, I have already bought tickets to see the Super Mario Galaxy movie. The Zelda leaks did not distract me from my goal. I will be watching it. I will tell you all what I think. If you haven't seen the first Mario movie, you should. It's really good. I really liked it. It was a good time. I have 2 critiques with the first Mario movie, actually. Other than that, it was actually brilliant. Like, I liked most of it. Not too much to say about it, other than that it was quite good. But yeah, first movie... good stuff. I think the ending scene should have, in my opinion, happened in Mushroom Kingdom and not back in Brooklyn. But, and then they also do like a little joke thing where they're like, so Mario like tries the mushroom and then he's like, ugh, I hate mushrooms, like in the beginning. And then like later he like goes to the Mushroom Kingdom and he has to eat mushrooms to power up and he's like, ugh, I hate mushrooms. And I'm like, they already did this in Sonic. Like the Sonic movie had Sonic go like, oh my god, I hate mushrooms. And it was a joke because Sonic is obviously not Mario. You can't use that again with Mario. It's not good. Oh yeah, I do have one larger critique, which is that I think they made Princess Peach kind of too much of like a super badass cool girl type of, and I don't like that's not the point of Princess Peach. Like, don't get me wrong, I am a tomboy, or I was back in the day at least. I love, you know, traditionally boyish things, and I understand that it is cool to see girls do cool things. But like, Princess Peach should be able to do cool things while also being girly, and I'm kind of sad that they took the girly part away from her. Like, they just left her with the cool things. And that's kind of, it feels weird, like, because you're like seeing her like do all sorts of like funny platforming stuff, and she's like, yeah, like I was a natural at this, I was so good, like I was always good. And then she's like, work harder, Mario. Like, and I'm like, okay. The Princess Peach that I know and love would like giggle and blow kisses and still, you know, do things when she needed to. Like, she was pretty awesome. Like, get you a girl who can do both. Which is not to say that it's bad to be boyish, like, it's just, that's not what Princess Peach is. Like, bring Daisy if you want someone to be boyish and cool. Yeah, like, have her bake a cake, you know? Like, have her, like, giggle and blow kisses and bake cakes and do traditionally girlish things like flowers and stuff, and then also kick ass. Like, you can do both, okay? It's a thing. Yeah, the Peach I know would have tea in the middle of an active war, and it would buff her, and then she would do cool things, like... Genuinely, in Super Paper Mario, you do get tea. You can make tea. You can do it. You can also make cakes. It's really cool. Bring Showtime's Princess Peach. I haven't watched Showtime, but yeah, that sounds right to me, actually. Okay, here. So we've got different symbols now for Sun and Sky, because Sun goes forth and does not come back. There. And then Sky goes back and forth. Okay. Here, Legend is the only one time traveling, and he goes back and forth, and he does it a lot. So we're gonna do something like this. Yeah, I know you meant the game Showtime. I haven't seen Showtime. Like, I haven't watched it. I'm not gonna play it, and I haven't watched it either. Like, the default is... Because, so when Showtime released, the immediate reviews were like, it's really easy. It's a really good game for, like, young people. It's, like, targeted at, like, you know, young folks. And that is totally fine, but it's maybe not a game that I want to play then. Okay, this could work. In Smash Bros. Brawl, that's literally what she does with the T. Yes! Exactly! And this is why Subspace Emissary remains one of my favorite things of all time. Hell yeah. Man, I love Subspace Emissary. Please make another Smash, please. Please? I'm asking nicely. Okay, this is gonna be the symbol for people who travel back and forth in time a lot. Like, instead of once. When else does Legend time travel? Is it just ages? I believe it's just ages. Even though A Link to the Past sounds like he's time traveling, he does not actually time travel in that game. It's just called that because he is the Link to the Past. Oh, the monkey, thank you for the follow. I'm sorry, I missed that when you originally did. Welcome to the Linfantry. Glad to have you. Don't give Zelda fans hope their representatives will be changed to properly represent the series in a future Smash title. True, but I like that. I'm glad to have the next Zelda and Link, you know, do things. It's fine. I don't think I have unlocked a new character in Smash since Samus, and for people who are confused, I've been a Smash fan for longer than almost anything else except for Zelda. I played Zelda first. But yeah, like, I actually got into Fire Emblem because of Smash, and I have since played almost every Fire Emblem game, plus a good number of other tactical games. Most people who started following me here on stream probably know me as a tactical RPG streamer instead of as the Wisdomverse girl. But I do love me some challenge modes and tactical RPGs, and I do love me some Smash. So back in the day when I first started playing Smash, I thought it would be fun to have like a little rule for myself. I can only play characters in Smash whose games I have actually played. And the thing is, I had played quite a number of Nintendo games back then, and I have since played even more of them. So I can actually play a significant portion of the Smash roster. Okay, there. This is a thing. Right? It's like kind of even. A little bit. No? Ugh, it doesn't look symmetrical. One of these sides is like longer than the other, isn't it? So yeah, the most recent character I've unlocked was like a year or so ago when I finally played Metroid Prime for the first time. I'd never played a Samus game before that. So I can now play both Samus and Ridley in Smash. But not Dark Samus, because I don't think Dark Samus properly shows up in that game. I wouldn't count it. Kind of looks like an elevator symbol. I mean, yeah. What else is time travel except riding the elevator of time back and forth? Just know Echo and Wild would absolutely have the best of times. I think it would be Echo and whoever is the next Link. You know what I mean? Like, I think Echo definitely possible because they put Fable in. They put Fable in for freaking Link Between Worlds, and it's been 12 years since then. How does this work with retro characters? I play their old games. I play the old games. I've done it. So I can't unlock Ice Climbers, for example. I have not played Ice Climbers. But yeah, I'll play the games. I'll do it. I played friggin' Earthbound. It was great. It was an amazing game, actually. I only played Earthbound to unlock Ness. And as I played it, I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. And now it's one of my favorite games of all time. So it works pretty well. Smash continually introduces me to new characters. Characters like Rob, I give myself a free pass. Because Rob, I think, is the only character who really doesn't have a game. So I'll take it. It's like a physical toy. It's just not possible. Likewise, the new Pokemon I cannot play, because the latest Pokemon game I've played is the original Ruby. Yeah, I cannot unlock Game & Watch. It's quite difficult. I have never played it. I have played Pac-Man. I've played a significant amount of Pac-Man in arcades, so I gave myself Pac-Man. Yeah, in order to unlock a character, I have to have played a significant portion of the game. Also, maybe I should do 2 arrows instead? Like, instead of this kind of thing, I think it would maybe make more sense to have 2 arrows. Okay, let's try that. Actually, I'll kind of copy this and put it on the side. I think the Anniversary Mario and Zelda Game & Watch handhelds would count, but I haven't played those. So it technically doesn't. Rob was the "you are an only child and have no friend" toy. Was it actually? Good to know. Yeah, I didn't have access to video games for quite a while as a kid, so I wouldn't know. Rob doesn't have a game, he has an experience. So to be fair, I've actually, what I decided on the view of Rob is that Rob does have a game, and that game is Super Smash Bros. Brawl Subspace Emissary. Rob is a character in Subspace Emissary and does have a backstory to some extent there. If you played the game, you might remember the Ancient Minister. That is technically Rob. So once I played Subspace Emissary and finished it, I gave myself Rob. How much is a significant portion for Wii Fit? So I've actually never played Wii Fit, so I can't count it. Same thing with like Splatoon. I've played a little bit of Splatoon, I wouldn't count it. It has to be like enough to really like, enough to know the characters. Which is nebulous, but I've been saying maybe like half the game. Whatever the game is, half of it. And then for games with stories, usually I'll play the whole thing anyways. Yeah, Subspace Emissary is brilliant. Just make another Smash with Subspace, like some kind of Subspace shifting. Like cut the roster down in half. It's okay. I'm fine with it. It's all good. That's true. Rob is in Mario Kart DS, and I 100% in Mario Kart DS. So yeah, I unlocked Rob in multiple ways. I gave myself Rob. The one kind of iffy unlock we've had so far for people who have been on the stream for a little bit is Cloud, because I have never played Final Fantasy VII, nor have I played the new remake of it. But I have played Final Fantasy Tactics, and I very specifically went out of my way to use Cloud Strife for like as much of FFT as you possibly can. I brought him to every battle. I brought him to the final battle. I literally waited, just cheesing the final boss for like, I want to say like 20 turns, just casually waiting so that so that Cloud could get off like Limit Break. I put a significant portion of effort into using Cloud. He's so useless because he's level 1. You unlock him as level 1 and you can grind him, but I was like, no grinding. Like I had made a rule for no grinding since I began the game. So I just had this level 1 Cloud and like level 40 Ramza and everybody else. The only way I could possibly use him and make it tactically viable was to reclass him into Time Mage and have him cast time magic spells. So good. I think Cloud was before. When did I play FFT? Did I finish FFT before I played Metroid Prime? I genuinely don't remember anymore. Yeah, exactly. Cloud from the hit 2025 video game Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles. Oh man. If you play half of FF7, will you really understand Cloud? Shit, man, I don't understand Cloud, and I played all of FFT, so he's not a main character of FFT. Just making that clear. Cloud is in Tactics, but what about Sephiroth? Sephiroth is like kind of in Tactics. He's Elmdor. Okay, that's really cutting corners. I don't count Sephiroth. I cannot play Sephiroth. I am maybe the one person in all of the world who can play Cloud but not Sephiroth. Because I went through the freaking effort. Oh man. Anyways. How's life? Oh man. I've heard good things about the FF7 remake though. Maybe I should play that at some point. Okay, does this make sense? Does this look like someone who traveled back and forth in time a lot, or does it just look like a weird set of triangles? Playing Kingdom Hearts 1, he's there. Is he actually? Goddamn, I didn't know that. Okay, you know what? I'm kind of defaulting back to this one. I feel like this one makes more sense. What if I do this, but I just kind of widen this a little bit? Hold on. Which symbol looks better? Something like this, maybe? Oh, it looks weird. Heck. What if I go here and then... Yeah, if people are wondering why it's taken me so long to release a Wisdomverse timeline, it's not because of like the actual timeline, it's because I suck at doing graphics. Just let me draw characters, please. This is difficult. I am not a user interface girl. Frick. Help. Okay, this is fine. Okay, I think this does look better. And then let me just remove this bit. And then I'll copy that one and double it. Nice. What might be more accessible for Game & Watch with the gallery games that exist on Nintendo Switch Online? That is true. I don't have NSO, unfortunately, so I cannot play those. NSO costs money. And money is a useful thing to have. Okay. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. I'm gonna go with this one, actually. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and toss this on... Yeah, so this stays here for Legends Time Travel. Okay. If you like games that have mashing, well, I unfortunately, personally, do not like games that have mashing. But hey, you know what? You do you. Okay. Who else does like a lot of time travel? Well, I think we know the main contender. Good old Ocarina of Time. Look at him traveling around. Thwarting people's plans. Being a nuisance. I'm kidding, I like OOT, I promise. Okay, there. And then delete this. New. Says the skull's main. True. Everybody knows that skulls are the best weapon. Everybody knows. Everybody. Okay. Oh, I should also probably remove the black text around Downfall Timeline, shouldn't I? Here. Okay. Downfall Timeline. Okay, and then... who else does, like, back and forth time travel? Sky goes back and forth, but not a lot, so I'm leaving Sky with the simple icon. Yeah, and then after OOT, time goes back once, and that's good. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. The rest of the time traveling is basically to Hyrule Warriors or to Triforce Heroes. Yeah, Cloud starts at level 1 in FFT. He does. It is sad and terrible. Actually, it was kind of funny. Like, it was... I'm glad that he wasn't overpowered, because I benched all the overpowered characters in FFT and I just used who I liked, because I wasn't playing Ivalice Chronicles, I was playing the War of the Lions remake. So I had fun. Wait, the remake scales him? Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, no. War of the Lions just leaves him at level 1. Wait, are you telling me? Are you telling me that people had usable Cloud in FFT? Oh, man. Yeah, for people who don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, Final Fantasy Tactics is a game that originally came out in, I want to say, like 1997, and then got remade in like 2007, I think, and then it was remade again in 2025. So I played the 2007 remake in like 2024, like literally months before they remade the entire game after 20 years. I finished playing the old one. Yeah, it's like Square knew that I had finished War of the Lions, and they waited until I finished it and I did my full review critiquing War of the Lions, and then they just went like, yeah, let's make Ivalice Chronicles. And to be fair, actually, I was very impressed. From what I heard, they addressed a lot of my concerns in Ivalice Chronicles. So they did actually go back and like take a look at things and change stuff around, and that's good for them, you know, good for them. Okay, Hyrule Warriors, we're back at it again. Era titles, arrows, diamonds. Copy and paste. Someone asked ages ago in the text, is Link's crossbow training canon? And I read it, but I didn't have time to respond. Responding now, it is not canon, but it's canon to me. They were waiting for my review. No, they definitely not. Definitely not, but You asked about a potential time traveler. Yes, Twilight traveling. So does he? Does he? The Temple of Time is just a location, right? I don't think he actually goes anywhere in it, if I remember properly. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, it's been a while. But I do not remember him actually time traveling. I think he just goes into the Temple of Time, and then he goes to the Twilight Realm, and that's not time travel, he just goes to a different realm. Same thing with, like, Between Worlds, for example. But yeah, feel free to, if I'm wrong about any of this, let me know. I'm doing all of this off of memory. I do know quite a bit about the Zelda series, but even I cannot remember literally everything from 21 separate canon games plus like a good 5 or 6 remakes. It's just not possible for one person to know all that, so yeah, let me know. Plus all the Fire Emblem games, all like 15 Fire Emblem games, plus like the 6 or 7 Paper Mario games, 6 Paper Mario games, maybe like 5 Mario Adventure games, 9 Ace Attorney games. What else do I have? Vague, incomplete, but somehow extremely large knowledge of. Lord of the Rings, The Silmarillion. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. What can I say? I like lore. Triangle Strategy, Octopath Traveler. There's 5 Octopath Traveler games. 4 Octopath Traveler games. Counting Live Alive. Anyways, games are good. Yeah, I can't know everything, so please feel free to correct me. The same time travel as Wind going to Old Hyrule Castle. Yeah, I'd say, so for both Wind and Twilight, they're not actually going back in time, they're just visiting places that are old. I don't count that as time travel. Wind, when he goes through the time barrier thing into the ancient temple, it is still the modern day in my opinion. It's just been frozen in time, so there you go. Alright, Hyrule Warriors. Let's pick out all the people who had Hyrule Warriors appearances. So this, whoops, this, Phantom, Wind, Tetra, and Time. Okay, so that's you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Mew. Okay, there we go. I thought there was timey-wimey stuff in the temple, but could be very much wrong with that. Yeah, someone feel free to check that out. If you want to look it up, let me know. I feel like there I made them big. I feel like there wasn't, but I could be wrong about that. Wait, what's going on here? Did I accidentally select something else? Oh, I did! Phantom got removed. What happened? What? Huh? Strange happenings, folks. Strange happenings indeed. I think the Phantom that was in the Hyrule... Oh, I see. Is it this Phantom? It is this Phantom. I see. Okay, let's put this here. I had forgotten to move this one out. Oh, then what Phantom did I merge into... I think there's an extra Phantom somewhere. Okay. I guess that's in character. There might be an additional Phantom lying around somewhere on the map. I guess we'll find him eventually. Okay, so Time, Tetra, Wind, Phantom. Artemis Wards. Okay, down here. Neum. Neum. Yo, Tipsy Tails, thank you for the raid. Welcome, folks. Hope you're doing well. Hyrule Warriors featuring list is going to be a paragraph. Yeah, you might be right. To be fair, so is the icon list. I'm including all 6 of the playable Links and Zeldas. There are 6 of them from what I remember. Okay. And then let's move all these guys out here. Put them in a Hyrule Warriors group. We're gonna put, let's see, so Artemis and then Wars. Wars goes here. Look at him chilling. We'll put the Links on the outside and the Zeldas on the inside because it's funny. So, Tetra and Wind. Okay, there. And then Phantom and Time. How's the timeline progress going? It's going great. It's going great. We have put some times in these lines. We have done so many things. Time is like, who are you? the frick is this? Random ass ghost girl. Okay, there. So there's all our playable Links and Zeldas. And we can kind of shove these people together. It's the best question for time to ask, though. Yeah, who the frick are you? Oh, man. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? Okay, featuring list. Yeah, who are we featuring? Goddamn. Okay, so Impa has to be in here. Midna has to be in here. Call out Hyrule Warriors characters if you like them. And I'll decide whether or not they actually get to show up in this timeline. There's too many characters. Ravio, Marin, the King of Hyrule, Midna. Yeah, that's basically all that I have in... Oh, Fi are all required. Other than that, I'm kind of open to... whatever. Oh, Sia and Lana. Right, I forgot about them. Okay, let me do the versus list first, and then we can do featuring. That's a good point. Okay, so... Whoops. Versus. So, Sia... Actually, it should be in order of weakness, is what I've been doing so far. So, Wizro... Volga... Then Sia... Girahim, Zant... and Ganon. Am I missing anyone there? Can go up to here. Okay, Wizro, Volga. We don't mention Tingle, yeah, frick Tingle. The girl from the Fish Island is Marin, and yeah, she's like the first person I mentioned. She's definitely going in here. Sia is not weaker than Girahim and Zant. True, you're right, I'll switch the order. Zant, Girahim, Sia, in that order. Anyone else? Am I missing? How long is the Hyrule Warriors section gonna be? Probably pretty long. Oh gosh. Okay, here, Zant. Oh, Skull Kid. Didn't see that, sorry. He's not really an antagonist, is he? I know he's technically the antagonist of the, yeah, he's technically the antagonist of the Linkle route, right? Spoiler boss from Skyward? Demise? You mean Girahim? Oh yeah, I guess Demise is like technically in there. I'm not putting Demise in there. The Imprisoned doesn't count. Yeah, frick the Imprisoned. You can spoil things, by the way, like whatever. Yeah, he doesn't count. He doesn't count. He's like a stage hazard. He's not even a boss. He's not a character. I never liked the Imprisoned even in Skyward Sword. Okay, I'm doing I'll include Skull Kid maybe. You know what? Yeah, Skull Kid he's not a bad guy. Skull Kid should be in Versus. Ugh. Okay, who's the main antagonist of Linkle Route? Is it actually Skull Kid, or is it like something else? Groose is not in there. No. I do love Groose though. Such a cool character. Yeah. That's true. Linkle's antagonist is her sense of direction. This is true. Oh, is Yuga in the game? I forgot about that. Wait, does Yuga actually make it in? Oh yeah. Yeah, Zant is in Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, Zant is gonna be in there. Zant is in the main storyline. Oh, Yuga made it in? God freaking damn it. Ugh. Okay, is Yuga like plot relevant though, or is he just a random antagonist stuck in there? Linkle is her own enemy, this is true. I'm well aware. I love how her like magic item is a compass and it does not help her at all. She's like, wow, I got this compass, it's so cool. It's gonna tell me the way. Random antagonist, he's in adventure mode. Okay, let's only count the plot line then. Because I am gonna change things that don't, yeah. Okay, fair. From what I remember, Yuga isn't in like the story, but Skull Kid is, right? Her compass does help her, just not in her direction. Okay, true. However, it is a compass. Good old Linkle. Her weapon, one of her weapons is just her boots, right? Like her weapon is the Pegasus boots. I freaking love that. That's so cool. Crossbows and the Pegasus boots. Okay, Skull Kid is the first level adventure mode and that's it. Okay, he doesn't really have... But I seem to recall Skull Kid being used as a villain in the Linkle segment. Is that not true? Linkle mode, Hyrule Warriors. I'm looking this up. Linkle mode. Legend mode. And... What is this? Oh, first level Linkle mode. Okay, there we go. Is there no... Okay, scenarios. I found a list of scenarios. What does this mean? Oh, Linkle's Tale. I found it. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Midna's here. Impa's here. This doesn't tell us who we're fighting. Yeah, this doesn't tell us who we're fighting. Meh. Meh, indeed. Yeah, to be fair, wind is technically not... But whatever. Not in here either. Just as a minor trickster. Okay. Animations are clear. He has Majora. Nice. The meme you made about Linkle mode in the Discord has all her antagonists. Nice. I'll have to check that. Okay, I'm not going to include, then, for the sake of keeping this somewhat within its parameters, I'm not going to include Linkle mode. I think Linkle's story is her own thing. She will show up in the feat section, but her antagonists, I think, do not count as major antagonists. So, then in order, Zant. Girahim. Uzra, Zant, Girahim. And then... Is Linkle in Wisdomverse? Yes. Yes, guaranteed. I won't say what I have planned for her, but she's there. She may not show up where you're expecting, because she's Linkle. All the 5 Hyrule Warriors fans are jumping out, alright. Please do. Please fucking do. Yeah, my headcanon for Linkle is that she's Warriors' older sister. And that she was always kind of convinced that she would become the hero. And when Zelda very clearly identifies Link as the hero, she's like, wait, what? What? Hold on. We sent him to join the army, what the frick? Like, Link was like, okay, you know what, I'm not the hero, but it's okay, I'm gonna, like, Wars is like, I'm just gonna volunteer and, like, join the army as a trainee, and then Zelda's like, wait, yes, this one. Wonder how Girahim felt about time turning into first, ooh. Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. I don't know if I'll write out that exact instance, because I just have so much ground to cover, but yes, please feel free to imagine it in whatever way you want. I have many thoughts about first. And about his relation to the Fierce Deity, which is to say that I think the Fierce Deity is first. This I have plans for. We will see how that happens. Yeah, the problem is I have so many ideas. I don't have the time to put them all out. I gotta work fast. Okay, Zant, Girahim, Sia, and then here's the other question. Which Ganon do we think it is in Hyrule Warriors? All 5 Hyrule Warriors fans, please chime in. I've been so far thinking that this is true Ganon, where, for context, let me highlight the Ganons for you, because there are actually a decent number of them now, and we can kind of mess with whichever one. Yeah, so my first theory was originally that it's true Ganon, and then I kind of started thinking, it might be Proto-Ganon actually, and we're getting to that, but here. So here are the potential Ganons. Let me show you all the Ganons, so that people know. The many Ganons of the Wisdomverse timeline. There are a decent number of them. Okay, so let's do this, there, and bam. Okay, list of Ganons. Would it make sense to put Pig Ganon or Human Ganondorf? So it is Human Ganondorf, but that doesn't actually constrain him that much. There are actually a decent number of Ganons themselves. So the first Proto-Ganon-ish, like, figure, not actually Proto-Ganon, but like a guy who could be Ganon is Demise. It's not Demise. Whoever we're fighting in Hyrule Warriors is not Demise, but he's the first Ganon-ish thing. The second is Proto-Ganon, who exists here and here. So Proto-Ganon is, this is not a canon figure, but it's someone that I have sort of invented to explain the fact that I've moved Four Swords Adventures. So one of the only major changes I've made to the timeline, most of this is pretty canon actually, but one thing that I have done is that FSA actually goes here, like in the far corner of the timeline. And what I've done is I've moved it up here to go along with Four Swords and Four Swords Adventures. The only reason it's down here, because its original plan was supposed to be, they were actually planning on doing FSA before A Link to the Past. So it was supposed to be up here. But then they realized they can't do that when they started doing this whole timeline thing, because they put Ganon in FSA. That was the one thing that I think made them shift it up before, up after Twilight Princess instead of before A Link to the Past. So I've kept it where I think it was kind of meant to belong. It's got the Dark World mechanic from ALTTP. It's got the same Ganon figure from ALTTP, like the kind of same like vibe. It's got a lot of things similar to ALTTP, including the fact that Four Swords, the originally released alongside the remake of A Link to the Past. So I think it kind of like fits up here. And then to explain the fact that there is a Ganon here and that there are Gerudo like people, like there's like a whole society, etc. I have kind of connected this to the Second Imprisoning War, which is my name for the fight that the Hero of Men did. So this stuff is from Minish Cap. This belongs to Minish Cap here. And in there they talk about defeating a great evil alongside the Minish, and I feel like that great evil could totally have been a Ganon, and that means it totally could have been an Imprisoning War, and that means Proto-Ganon explains why he was originally in Four Swords Adventures. All this to say that there was a Gerudo named Ganon. He was born in about this time, and then he like lasted all the way up until here. And then at the end of FSA, he gets killed. Or, if he's the same guy that shows up in Hyrule Warriors, then he gets split into 4 pieces. And the 4 pieces are hidden throughout various places. And they show up in different timelines after the timeline split. And I'm just saying, I think that kind of makes sense. Because what else does the Four Sword do than split people into 4 and seal them away? Like, that is like the entire purpose of the Four Sword. So far, the Four Sword has split Link into 4 people and sealed Vati away. What if it did both to Proto-Ganon? And that's the start of Hyrule Warriors, where Hyrule Warriors begins with like, long ago there was a great evil and his name was Ganon, and then he got broken into 4 pieces and the 4 pieces were hidden in random ass places and the 4th one was in the Master Sword. If he was true Ganon, he would not be that cocky about beating wars. He died every time he fought a Link. Wow, shit. So mean. Yeah, so my question to the Hyrule Warriors fans is, does he ever like reference knowing the Hero of Time or knowing the hero of the Wind Waker or something? Like, does he talk about that a lot? Because if not, the cheery music. True. Yeah, it's Ganon jiving in the background. He's having fun. That's what it is. I don't think he does, right? Like, I feel like from what I remember from Hyrule Warriors, Hyrule Warriors is very obviously my weak spot because it's the one game that I haven't actually played. But I've done as much looking into it as I can, and honestly, I just know things because I'm a Zelda fan. And I feel like, yeah, he doesn't really get any proper mentions. So my crack headcanon that I came up with a while ago when I came up with the concept of Proto-Ganon is that actually, I think Hyrule Warriors is the reappearance of Proto-Ganon. I'm just saying, I think it fits. So I'm gonna go with that for this timeline, and then if I get disproven, I might redo that. But we'll see. So far, I think it's Proto. One of his lines does reference having beat heroes before wars. Could easily have been the Hero of Men and the Hero of the Four Sword. Outlived more heroes than wars can imagine. Ah, yeah, no, that actually helps. Wait, yeah, because True Ganon does die. Well, no, I mean, he doesn't die every time he meets a Link. He actually survives the Hero of Time. True Ganon always lives past time. Time never kills him. Yeah, rip time. Time tries really hard, but in each of the 3 timelines, he always comes back to life. Even in the Wisdomverse timeline, where I have definitely separated out the Ganons more than the original canon timeline does. Like, True Ganon still lives. Okay, you know what? I think this is a neat theory then. I'm not seeing anything to disprove it, and I really like how it connects everything together, especially with him being broken into 4 pieces. Because when I originally looked at the story of Hyrule Warriors, I'm like, why is he broken into 4 pieces? Like, that was never mentioned having happened. But if it was the Four Sword, then it makes total sense. Ganon's appreciating the time between Zelda games when he don't gotta do anything. I've outlived more heroes than you can imagine. Almost dies to time, dies to Twilight, dies to Wind, dies to Legend multiple times. Well, so the way that I have it planned in Wisdomverse, he dies once to each character. So actually, you can see here that I've kind of changed Okay, well, let's go back to the Ganons after I write this down. I'm writing Proto-Ganon. Then we'll cover the rest of the Ganons, because there are more. There are more Ganons than you would expect. It's just Ganons popping left and right out of the field. Okay. Alright, so now we have all our things here. Going back to the Ganons real quick. So there's Proto. Okay. And then there's the timeline split, which obviously is orchestrated by True Ganon. So there's going to be a lot of True Ganons around. We'll color him in a different color here. Actually, you know what? We should have colored all of these guys in a different color here. We're gonna color code some freaking Ganons is what we're gonna do, just so I make sure I have all of them. So Demise, he's blue because Skyward Sword. I don't know. And then True Ganon gets to be like, I don't know, freaking like green or something. Ganons of Courage. This is a bad color of green. Okay. True Ganon, lots of True Ganons. Tons of Ganons being true. Then he gets executed here. So this is where he dies. Lullaby captures Lullaby and Time fight the imprisoning war. They caption him. They will execute him. And then he'll show up again in Twilight Princess because my dude just never dies. And then, presumably, he does get killed here. He also lives past the actual Ocarina of Time, and they seal him. And then shows up in Wind Waker, which is actually my favorite instance of a Ganon. Like, I really like the Wind Waker Ganon. I think he's just, like, the line where he goes, There's a line where he talks about like him being from the Gerudo Desert, and there was like a fertile wind blew past those lands from the Kingdom of Hyrule, and he goes like, I coveted that wind, I suppose. And I really love that. Like, that made him so introspective. Goddamn, like, I love this shit in Ganon. Okay, but anyways, he gets killed. He gets stabbed through the forehead and he freaking dies. In the Downfall timeline, things go a little differently. He shows up in A Link to the Past. He has the entire Triforce, and Legend kills him anyways with the revamped, superpowered Master Sword plus Silver Arrows, which is what you actually need. He dies, and then in Oracle of Ages and Seasons, Twinrova brings him back as a zombie. He's not really himself anymore. So he shows up twice again as a zombie, where both Yuga and Twinrova tries to bring him back. And these are kind of like I'm gonna color them like kind of like different color of green, because it's not the same guy. He's really doesn't have a mind anymore. He's a different dude. And then, Echoes of Wisdom, final time, Zombie Ganon doesn't have his mind anymore, he's being controlled by somebody else. And then, we start Cadence of Hyrule, where finally this Ganon gets peace. He dies for good. And we begin with a new Ganon, Kid Ganon. So in Cadence of Hyrule, it's actually implied that Kid Ganon is the same guy who shows up in the future, but I personally like to think that they're different people, purely because, in my opinion, at the end of Cadence of Hyrule, Link and Zelda obviously go back to the past. And when they do go back to the past, why would they not, like, I don't know, take care of Kid Ganon, like, just freaking off him, if they knew that he was gonna wreck the world? So, because I need the timeline to make sense, I am sort of just splitting those two. I'm gonna assume that Kid Ganon is actually kind of fine, he's not the same person, and that Decline Ganon shows up at a different time, which leads us to Decline Ganon, who might genuinely be the worst of all the Ganons. Like, this dude freaking caused the Great Decline. No Ganon has managed this shit before. Even Demise didn't manage this shit before. Decline Ganon destroyed all of Hyrule. Good for him, good for him. But yeah, so Decline Ganon shows up again in the Return of Ganon, kills Dawn's parents in front of her, and then tortures Dawn psychologically for a while, and then Hyrule finally kills him. However, with Hyrule's blood, you can bring Ganon back to life, so he has to fight Adventure of Link, and then etc, etc. So there you go. There's a number of Ganons. Where did Decline Ganon come from? He just shows up? Yeah, so Ganons do that. Every 100 years, a new male is born to the Gerudo tribe. Sometimes that male is Ganon. And we know this because of the final Ganon, which hasn't shown up in the timeline yet because we haven't gotten all the way down there. But hecking Suavemente Ganon is down here somewhere. He's the one that shows up in Age of Imprisonment and then goes on to become a menace throughout Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, everything else. Yeah, actually, like, this is leaving Kid Ganon to be the same person as COH Future Ganon means that Echo and Silent have a question of, like, why didn't we just kill Hitler when he was a child? And the answer is, like, yeah, kill Hitler. Like, so I'm saying that he's not Hitler. Like, that makes sense. Yeah, Decline Ganon grows up in a world where he kind of has advantages, I will say. So I think he's got that going for him. Good for him. Alright, yeah, done with Gans. Let's go back to the timeline. So, Hyrule Warriors, yet again. Fans of the game, convince me that your favorite character deserves to be in this timeline, because otherwise I'm not freaking including them. There's too many people. There's like 5 characters that I think deserve a call out. Impa's gonna be one of them for sure. So we'll put Sierra down here, by the way. Or Girahim down here with Sia. Girahim's powerful. Zant is like kind of not that powerful. Here. Zant is just there. He's just there for the vibes. Would Koga be eligible? Oh, this is a different this is a different Hyrule Warriors game, I think, than what you're thinking of. This is the one that's like doesn't have Breath of the Wild in it, unless somehow he was in Breath of the Wild. I don't know. I'm not putting Tingle. Frick Tingle. You know what I'll do? After I'm done with the actual timeline, I'll go back and I'll add an icon for whichever games have Beetle, the Postman, Tingle, you know, like the kind of like different characters. Agatha deserves a spot for being so unique. Actually, funnily enough, I did actually label Agatha in Twilight Princess. I'll put her in here. I don't care. I didn't like her, but I'll do it. Yeah, I'm putting Lana in. Lana's definitely a main character. So yeah, I think let's put the required characters in first, and then we can put people that aren't as important. Dang it, Marinette, you were faster than me. Okay, fine. I'll put in Agatha. I was planning on it. You have not convinced me because I was already going to do it. Here. Feet. Lana. Oops. Lena. Impa. Yes, Marin and Ravio are definitely in. The King of Red Lions is in because I like him. Impa. Linkle. So first we'll put in like the Hyrule Warriors uniques, you know what I mean? Like these guys are pretty... Like when you think of Linkle, you think of Hyrule Warriors Linkle. Okay. Skull Kid because he's my favorite little guy. He's not in here. I'm not doing it. You can't play as Skull Kid, can you? Okay, who else? In order, though. You can play as Skull Kid? Frick! Damn it. He's not in the allied section. You can play as Skull Kid? I know, you can play as the villains, I'm aware. Okay, fine. I'll put Agatha, but Midna's gotta go first, right? Let's put the actual people. I cited Ruto and Darunia. I'll do them again. Ruto... Darunia. They're both playable, right? I'm pretty sure. Ruto, Darunia. Midna. In order of importance. Like, the people who show up in the main plot is what I'm trying to do. I think it's just Ruto, Darunia, Midna, and Fi, right? Who show up in the main plot? Did anyone else show up in the actual main plot of Hyrule Warriors? Yeah, Fi. Yeah, Fi is definitely in. Not only is she important, I also like her. Was Agatha in the main plot? She is? God damn it. Okay, fine. Here we go. Agatha. Okay. So that's all for the main plot. Now we go for side characters. Coral. You meet her before Midna, that's funny, but she's not more important than Midna, so she goes back here. Okay, Coral. I'll put Medley in. I like Medley. If Agatha gets a mention, then Medley gets a mention. Did the music end? I think it did. Guess we're watching some Octopath Traveler. Sounds good to me. Oh, hold on. Best of Fire Emblem Three Houses. Yeah, let's do it. I'll wait for that to load. Okay, Marin. Who is Coral? King of Red Lions. King Daphnis No Hands in Hyrule. He's in there for sure. Yeah, exactly. Medley goes in. I like Medley. Who else? Okay, Ravio and Marin then, I think, in order of importance. Ravio. Marin. Okay, am I missing anybody that's like important? That has been... Technically, yes, Agatha is there. However, to me, she does nothing but die on the field and make my life difficult. That's actually hilarious. That was her entire purpose in Twilight Princess, so at least it's accurate. Hyrule Warriors, Definitive Edition. Cast. Okay. Why is there an IMDb for this? Oh, because of voice acting. That makes sense. Here. Link, Impa, Sheik, Lana, Zelda, Ganondorf, Darunia, Ruto, Agatha, Midna, Zant, Fi, Girahim, Sia, Volga, Wizro, Twilight, Midna. Oh, that's just Midna. Young Link, that's time. Tingle, I hate him. Kennen. Alright. Kuko. You can play as a Kuko, that's funny. Phantom has been included. Yuga's in here. Marin, Medley, King Daphnis, Tetra, Skull Kid. Okay, so basically the only people I haven't included is Skull Kid. Frick. Alright, you know what? You know what? I'll put Skull Kid and Yuga in here. Feels bad to not include them. I'll do it. Also, I'm skipping the main theme. We're going straight to Crest of Flames. There. Hyrule Warriors is more important for Marin than Ravio? Add first. Ooh. Yeah, okay. I'll add first. And then I'll add Skull Kid and Yuga. Yeah, they're an antagonist for sure. Don't worry. Skull Kid's not a bad guy. Yuga's a bad guy. Skull Kid, not a bad guy. Nyum. Honestly, I'm kind of Girahim biased. Girahim's not a bad guy. Majora is a bad guy. Exactly. Exactly. It's not Skull Kid's fault. I mean, it's like kind of his fault, but like not a lot. Proto Ganon. Okay. The Great Fairy, yeah, no, I didn't forget her. I'm not including her. Not a named character. I'm not including the Kuko either. Doesn't count. I didn't cite any of the other Great Fairies, so I'm not putting it in here. Like, the rest of these characters were named somewhere else in the timeline as well. Which is why they get to be mentioned here. Okay, also I'm gonna move Ravio down to be next to Marin. Because I think it's cute. Hold on. Yeah, I think the Kukos being in Hyrule Warriors is equivalent to freaking Piranha Plant in Smash. Like, that doesn't count. Epona's a named character. No, I'm not including Link's horse. Yeah, frick. I'm not citing Epona. Epona is on the same level as freaking, like, Tingle, where it's like, they're just in all the games. But they're not, like, plot important in all the games. It is the year of the horse. Damn it. No, it's not happening. Okay. We did it. We did it. We let our dreams be dreams. Okay, there. Epona is important to the plot of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Epona is important to the gameplay of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Definitely not the plot. Like, you need Epona and Majora's Mask to jump over the gate to, like, not the gate, but there's like a wall that leads to the beach where you meet Mikal, and that's basically all you need him for. Like, Link could have easily walked into the Majora Termina place. Like, that cutscene is not important. Yes, Ballad of the Windfish is Marin's strongest attack. This is true. This is very true. Oh, I think, no, Time did hear, like, I mean, Time just didn't, like, he didn't happen to be in the same battlefield as Marin. Like, I think that's just, I like to think that, like, the heroes, since they're all fighting, like, in various different places, they weren't, like, all on the field at once. This is, I think, also how Hyrule Warriors is played. Like, you don't field everybody at the same time. So certain characters might have become, like, close friends because they just always fought together, and certain characters don't. This is also kind of how Fire Emblem works. So yeah, the reason why Time doesn't immediately recognize Ballad of the Windfish, he probably, like, heard it once or twice when, like, Marin played it along with other stuff. But, yeah, he just wasn't, like, super paying attention. Epona is important to me. True. Yeah, it's like a max of 4, but mostly 3, right? Yes. Is Epona more important than any other named animal? Wait, hold on. Edelgard is reaching for people's hands again. We're skipping that. Okay. Back. Epona is the most important named animal, but like, for example, the Oracle games have 3 named animals that you can kind of choose between, and they're all pretty important. Maybe more important than Epona. Yeah, there's Ricky the kangaroo, and Dimitri the... he's like a kind of small dragon, small dinosaur maybe? I don't actually know what Dimitri is. And then Moosh the flying bear. And I do not like Moosh the flying bear, but the one that I got was Moosh the flying bear. Yeah, I freaking hate Moosh. Okay, but Ricky is cool though. I wanted Ricky. I didn't know that buying the Moosh flute first would lock me out of all the other animal companions. I wasn't aware of this. I got screwed over. You can see me. You can literally see my playthrough of Oracle of Seasons right now. If you go check out the VODs. There's like one of me going like, wait, I was locked into Moosh. This was like 20 streams ago. I can't go back. Frick. And then I went up and I looked how to hack the game to give me Ricky instead, and it wasn't possible. Oh man. Like the idea of Marin and Midna getting very close. Yeah, I can see them getting close for sure. Yeah, they've got a lot in common. I made a comic about that like 3-4 years ago. I think before I started Wisdomverse, there's a comic about, not Marin and Midna, but about 4 in Twilight. Just comparing their experiences and Legend being like mood. Okay, Hyrule Warriors, finally done. Next. What's next? Okay, why is the text on Hyrule Warriors somehow smaller than all the rest? Oh, it is. God damn it. Ugh, you know what? I'm gonna leave it small. It's Hyrule Warriors. It can do what it wants. What color should Hyrule Warriors be? Actually, that's another question. There's a possible reference to Epona in Cold Steel, kinda. What's Cold Steel? Do I know that? Fun fact, Marin is the only character in Hyrule Warriors that shows PTSD as far as I know. I remember something vaguely about... Like, I remember listening to Marin's quotes, and I was like, wow, that kind of feels sad. Like, I don't know, there's just something about it. Like, she felt more out of her depth, which makes sense, because she is, like, the only one of them that doesn't really... I mean, not the only one, but one of the few that doesn't really have any fighting experience, and I liked it. I thought it was very cool. I don't know for sure, though. I don't remember. It's been too long. I obviously have plans, though, as usual. As usual. Many plans exist. Here. 6th Trails game. Oh, nice. You put some Epona in there. I will admit to not really being a horse person by default. Like, I'm just not too much of a fan of animals. Like, they're okay. They exist. She does got a big-ass bell. Hell yeah. I love that. She and Phantom probably get along. They both have magical voices. Marin is definitely not the youngest conscript in Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, Agatha, is she like 10? Yeah, that makes sense. No, freaking Wind Waker Link is definitely younger than Marin. Wind Waker Link is like 12. He's like canonically 12 or 13, I think. Maybe 14 max. In Wisdomverse, he's 12. Because in Wisdomverse, he does Hyrule Warriors in the middle of Wind Waker, which you can see here, see? Like, I did like the first half of Wind Waker, and then he goes to Hyrule Warriors, and then the second half of Wind Waker completes. Yeah, Tetra, I like to think Tetra is actually 2 years older than Wind. Like, a year and a half older than Wind. Okay, maybe like a kind of olive green for Hyrule Warriors? Okay. And then now we've got to stretch things out a little bit, because... because we need more space. Because Hyrule Warriors need to kind of end the timeline and then bring everything together. So how am I going to do that? Let's see. I think... Going by Legend's age in Awakening, she should be around 16 when she's drafted. I'm not going to spoil... I'm not going to spoil things there. Yeah, it's a secret to everyone, for now. I won't say anything. There's a whole area you need to travel on horseback down to the sides. They couldn't name them the horse as a bonus. They put a side quest where you need to help a guy. And he sends you to get some herb called Epona grass. Oh, suspicious. I like that. Okay. You know what I can do? I can move the Great Flood. Yes, let's do that. Let's move the Great Flood down. That'll make things doable. Let's also merge these. Merge, merge, select. Okay. And then... maybe something like this? Yikes. Okay, that works. Nice. Maybe like here? Ended up writing a post about Marin and Midna getting close. That is a good post. Love that. They would. They totally would. So we'll remove this. And then we'll send the Great Flood down. And then we'll send this out. And this down here. Frick, I cut something off. Oh no, I cut off the third imprisoning war. No! Okay, there, it's back. Nice. So we'll send this off now, without cutting off the third imprisoning war. What? Selection empty. Why? Oh, I know why. Okay. Damn, selection's still empty. Why you gotta do this to me? Okay, I'll merge mask, fine. There's a trading company in the 13th Trails game named Edgeworth Trading Company. Wow, I didn't know Edgeworth gave up prosecuting and went into merchantry. Good name, good name. Heck. Great Flood selected, okay. No, why? Okay. Here. No, Great Flood selected. Haha, there we go. Alright, and then... Okay, Great Flood. So Great Flood into Wind Waker gives us some space, and I can just kind of cut the top off of this one and then stretch this up. Wait, what? No, it's not centered. Ah, okay, alright, hold on. So now I gotta select everything. Timelines are difficult. Timelines are difficult. So we take all these, and then we move them all down until they're like actually centered. But not this one. There. Okay. Where are we putting Wind Waker? Okay. Now I can move this up. And then I can move Arrow of the Great Sea here. Okay, nice. Then this entire bit becomes Arrow of the Timeline Split. Nice. And then Timeline Split gets to have a slightly better thing here. Maybe something like this. Okay. As much as Marin is out of her depth in Hyrule Warriors, her quote asking for help probably haunts the nightmares of whoever had the displeasure of hearing it. I do like that, yeah. No, Marin is good. She's fought in a war. She knows what she's doing. Now, Like, she learned it throughout the course of the war. Like, they wouldn't recruit someone who couldn't fight in a war. There. Okay, so we did that. Now... Oh, now I have to remove the weird, this thing. Whoops. Let's get rid of that. Okay. How am I going to... At the end of Hyrule Warriors, all the timelines come together. Okay, what if I what if I end Hyrule Warriors in the child timeline? So I kind of feel like the war takes place over like 2 years. Like it takes some time. So here, maybe we can kind of take this and then cut this in half, right? And then we move this half down like... And this will end the timeline split right here. And then I can do something like this. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We've done it. We've finally done it. In fact, I could have a little bit of more space here to put the different era names for things. So here, let's like throw in, we'll call this the Twilight Era. Oops. Yeah, so I'm not using the official, I'm using some of the official names, but not all of the official names from the book. Purely because I want people to know, like, just based on the games, what era it is. Like, the official Hyrule Historia book says things like the era of light and darkness, and I'm like, that doesn't tell you what era that is. All the eras are era of light and darkness. Okay. Kind of like the idea of her and Midna being together, like the idea of her taking Marin under her wing. Good luck. Yeah, I think Marin and Midna would get along. Yeah, for sure. I think there are also other characters that Marin would get along well with. Honestly, I'm kind of considering Time as one of them. I feel like Time and Marin would get along a decent amount. Should it be Era of the Spirit Tracks? Probably. Era of Light and Darkness. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? Yeah, pretty much. Hyrule history be like, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the age of Ganondorf, probably. He's back again, he did it. Yeah, I recently, like as in a few weeks ago, went to the Nintendo store near me. And they have a copy of the Hyrule Historia there. So I was with some friends. I just kind of parked myself by the Hyrule Historia and I was like flipping through the pages. Ari was also there, so Ari and I were both flipping through the pages. And it was like kind of ripped, like somebody had like a little bit destroyed the Hyrule Historia. But like I would just like go look at things. And every now and then I'd like go to Ari and I'd be like, Ari, look at this. Look at this. They made a list of every location in every Zelda game. Holy shit. Okay, Twilight Era, Spirit Tracks. I'm debating making more space. I think I need to make more space between these two. Actually, if I add more space, maybe Hyrule Warriors will kind of even out with the rest of them. I could do that. If there was some era called the Era of Legend, and you had to tell someone to figure out which era that is. So fun fact, there is a character that we that is called the Hero of Legend. So we would go to this guy. His name is Legend. We call him Legend so far. He truly is the Legend of Zelda. I do not own a copy of the Hyrule Historia, and that's because I pirated one. I have an EPUB version. Yay! Look, it's fine. My first Zelda game was Phantom Hourglass. Of course I'm gonna pirate things. Easy. Also, I was labeling the names on these people. Hold on. Dot 4, Fable Legend, Echo Silent. Somehow my handwriting got worse. Alright. We have a legend, but no Zelda. Boy, do I have news for you. This truly was the Legend of Zelda. This truly was the Legend of the Zelda Phantom of the Hourglass. High five for ebook of Hero. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, like, you know, it was like a long while ago when I acquired my copy of Hyrule Historia. In fact, I may not even still have it. I don't know where it is. It's in there somewhere. Dawn, Hyrule, Neum, Tetra, Wind. The Legend of Zelda fell so the Legend of Link could rise. True echoes of wisdom content right here. Do we think there are Links who live in peaceful times? I mean, probably. There are actually people named Link who aren't like heroes. Like, this is a thing that happens actually. Oh yeah, I should probably label time. Oh no, his name is crossed out by his time traveling. Oh no, frick. Time. Time, except it's crossed out. This is fine. Oh no, Lullaby's name is crossed out by Time's existence. Frick. This is bad. No. Okay, here, I'll label her here. Yeah, I feel like the Belmonts and the Joestars kind of have a lot in common. Someone should make a Castlevania JoJo crossover. Okay, Time. Shall I name Time again here? Yeah, I'll do it. He's important. Oops. His name is Tim now. Okay. What else we got? Tetra, Wind, Dusk and Twilight. Center that a little bit. Okay. I think I will need to make the Twilight Princess era a little longer. And maybe the same for Spirit Tracks and Hyrule Warriors, purely so I can include the names of the people. And then I'll put like Era of the Spirit Tracks, Twilight Era, and then Convergence Era at the top. Some call me Tim. That's a reference to something, but I don't know what. Oops. Phantom. Is this too wide? Is her name too wide? Ooh, it just barely fits. Nice. Phantom and Spirit. Was it Monty Python? I watched that now. I don't remember that. It was pretty good. I think Monty Python was pretty good. It wasn't like the Holy Grail one is the one that I've watched. It was pretty good. It wasn't as funny as people were saying, to be honest. Maybe my sense of humor is just broken. Some of it was pretty funny, but it wasn't as funny as I was led to believe. Okay, I think I do remember that. It was pretty funny, actually. The Tim the Sorcerer. I remember the weirdest things. I remember the beginning more than I remember the end, too. Like, everybody knows that 'tis but a scratch meme, you know what I mean? But like... Okay, Phantom Spirit, Artemis Warriors, Dusk Twilight, and I think we got all the naming. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. The airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow. Yeah, I remember that bit. That was in the beginning, so I remember it. Okay, speaking of getting there, we are unfortunately done with the stream for today. It's kind of well past time I would usually stop. But I got absorbed in timeline making, and hey, what can I say? We've done a lot. This is pretty good. We could genuinely finish next time. Because all we've got now is the Era of the Wild. But I mean, as many of us know, the Era of the Wild is one of the most complicated eras, so that's gonna be fun. Almost halfway there. No, there's only a little bit left. There are 21 canon Zelda games. 20? There's either 20 or 21 canon Zelda games, and there's like maybe 5 or 6 extras that I'm including in here. So we're done with most of them. We got like most of them in here, I think, actually. That's pretty good. Let's go give somebody a raid. It looks like Mesa's playing some Final Fantasy. Wow, okay. That sounds like fun. Let's go check out Mesa's stream over there. Raid Mesa full me. Bam. Timelines fly when you're having fun. True. Oh man, that's a good point. Yeah, shout out to all the folks who have been stopping by and sticking along with me for this ride. If you want to see more content like this, Zelda stuff included, check out the Wisdomverse. I got a comic with that stuff in there. If you want to see more streams with me, I'll be back tomorrow and the day after. I'll be doing some stuff. Actually, will I be back tomorrow? I don't know. I probably won't be back tomorrow, but I'll be back on Wednesday at least. And if you really want to keep an eye on the schedule, which does change every now and then, I do have things to do sometimes, then check out the Discord. I've got a Discord, !Discord. If you type that into chat right now, you'll get a link to the Discord. It's also just on my Twitch page. Click the Discord link over there. Come join us, and I keep that updated when I'll be streaming and what I'll be streaming. Last but not least, I think the Wednesday stream might be delayed a little bit. I'll probably be a little late. Same thing on Thursday. So we'll probably be starting at 6 p.m. PT instead of 5 p.m. PT. Maybe like an hour delay. We'll see. If I can get back on time, maybe a little earlier, but probably not. So yet again, the updates will be on Discord. Check that out for the... Yeah, Tuesday got swapped with Thursday, so I think I probably won't be streaming tomorrow, but I will be back on Wednesday, and then I'll probably be back on Thursday as well. We'll see if I stick to that schedule, actually. I'm kind of trying out a new schedule, but we'll see. Yeah. It's all on the Discord. Check that out. Last but not least, thank y'all for the support. I'll see y'all later. Bye.